So again, the reason why you're a manifesting generator, it's your aura type. So you've got, fundamentally, you're a generator. There's no different aura for a manifesting generator. You have this big enveloping aura, kind of like a bear hug. And it's a vortex and it brings life to you. And this is one of the things about the experiment, is to see for yourself that things do show up. Things show up without having to chase after them, without having to initiate anything. And to trust your timing of things. I mean, countless times throughout my experiment, I found myself doing something or not doing something, and down the road that turned out to be the perfect thing. Case in point, just recently, so my family all got COVID. A week before they got COVID, I found myself watching I use homeopathy as my primary modality. I found myself watching a presentation by this world-leading homeopath about how to deal with COVID homeopathically. I learned that a week before my family was hit with it. And then I happened to be prepared, and they all got over it within 24 hours. So it was one of those things where it was just perfect timing. I've also seen, years ago, being in kind of like a work or an office setting, and I would just not respond to a project. I wouldn't respond. For all intents and purposes, this looked like I was really procrastinating, kind of, letting something really important go. And then all of a sudden, someone was like, you know what? We don't need to do that anymore. That's actually a moot point now. So it's fully just trusting your body's intelligence, and things work out like that. It's all about eliminating resistance. I look at it as almost, it's like eliminating the inflammation of life. You're kind of just like, get the stress out. You're eliminating the resistance that comes from trying to be what you're not, trying to push the river, trying to push things into existence, trying to make things happen that really aren't designed for you. So life becomes a lot more relaxing. I mean, and look, I mean, the only reason why I'm doing this is human design works if you take on the experiment sincerely. And my life is totally chilled out. There's no dramas, all of that just, became aligned. It is a 7-year process. There's progress to be made along the way. As a generator, we're lucky in the sense that we have a touchstone that is more immediately available than other types. If you're a projector, you don't get invitations every day. I mean, that's just not going to work. Now, the only thing I'll say is that because we're emotional people, we don't get clarity every day, So things take time, that marriage proposal or that new job opportunity or these kind of big scale things, they might take months or even years to get clarity on, and that has to be honored. So yes, no questions do help. I don't feel that my orientation with design is very realistic. Life is not a formal affair, and everything, you don't need a yes and no question for every single decision you're going to make in your life. It can be helpful, particularly as you're starting your experiment, to have a friend. These open-ended questions are going to be confusing, but if you get one good yes, no question, let it set off that emotional wave process of yours, and digest on that until you get your clarity. But I also find for myself, a response might be to an online job posting or social media content or what have you. We're always responding in some capacity.